Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bayou Time Sports. I'm Stan Gravois. My pleasure to be joined by Tommy Rybecki, head coach of the Nicholls State Colonels, as the Colonels unfortunately lost in a tough-fought battle. The River Bell Championship goes to Southeastern this year, unfortunately. That game played in Hammond on Thursday night. Coach, good to have you here. A game in which, especially when we get into that third quarter, you get a safety. It's nip and tuck. They score in the fourth quarter to make it a two-score game, and that was the difference in this one. Talk about that game a little bit. Talk about, now that you've had time to sort of get away from it a little bit, Southeastern, we do know now, is going to be in the FCS playoff. What kind of team you think they have, but more importantly, some of the, I think, positives that you have to build on for next year?
Yeah, without a doubt. Great football game the other night against a good opponent in Southeastern who's won 9 games, and they're going into the FCS playoffs with the number 16 seed. So you can see what a quality opponent it was. And I thought our team played with incredible heart. We put ourselves in position to be able to take the lead in the game. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it down the stretch, but you got to be proud of the players for the way that they competed in the game. And also, proud of the progress that we've been able to make over the course of the last 5 weeks to put ourselves in position to be competitive with a team that's going into the playoffs in a good situation and got a chance to really make some noise as they go forward.
Throughout the year, your team has showed character, and I thought one of those traits really shined on Thursday night. So unfortunately, Ian Rodriguez, your quarterback, gets hit from behind. He fumbles early in that game. It puts Southeastern in really a great situation. They go in and score, but your kids sort of don't flinch, right? They're not the kind of kids that are going to, like, turn it in, tank it, whatever the case may be. You fight right back. You actually block a punt, and you get great field position. You fight right back in the game. Talk about that, not only in this game, but throughout the year, the sort of character the kids have.
Yeah, there's no flinch in our players. There's no flinch on our team. We talk about things, all the time throughout the year that, when things don't go our way, how we're going to respond. And we've built a culture here where, absolutely going to respond in those situations. And I was proud of our players for doing that the other night. Not surprised at all. Of course, it was unfortunate to have the turnover early in the game and give them such good field position. And I thought, those 2 scores with great field position in the first half really made the difference in the game. But our team competed throughout. The identity of this team is to truly play with heart and to play with competitive football no matter the circumstances. And so, that's what you're seeing out there down the stretch. And as we move forward into next year, that's what you're going to continue to see from our guys.
I'm just thinking about this. You 4-4 in Southland Conference play. And when you consider that Stephen F. Austin is in that number, right? Southeastern is in that number. Lamar is in that number. And what I mean by that number, they're in the bracket for the FCS championship. It's pretty impressive stuff. All of that being said, I know it's not the goal. The goal is not to be, fighting for it. The goal is to win it. Talk about the differences. What makes the differences in those games that are 7-point games, 10-point games? The Lamar game was an extremely physical, tough game. What makes the difference?
Yeah, it's absolutely experience. Southeastern the other night recognized 25 seniors, 19 of which had been in the program for all 5 years. And so you're looking at an experienced team. Their key players are guys that have been in critical situations in games, and our players right now are young and they're going through it. And so we're going to bear the fruit of that here in the future when we get into those situations in competitive games and have experiences to draw on. The same thing would be true for Stephen F. Austin. A lot of their key players are seniors and juniors and guys who have been in tough situations and maybe not come out the best early on in their career, but able to, take advantage and learn from those situations. And then now, you're starting to see an experienced team. And the same thing is true with Lamar. You got a very experienced team in all three of those programs, and they're able to capitalize on that this year with 8 and 9 wins. And that's what putting them in position to be in the playoffs and give them an opportunity to get in there and make some noise too.
Have to be a little excited. I realize this day and age of college football can be a little iffy related to your roster management, but all that being said, when you consider Shane Lee came on strong at the end here, and he's a redshirt freshman, Mikael Brock has just been a steady rock for you, pardon the kind of rhyme there. Ian Rodriguez has come on for you at the end of this year, and a kid who is from the Thibodeau area. Your receivers are young, banged up, but young. Even, when you consider that, Scrappy can come back next year and he'll be playing for you. You have to be a little happy about that. I know the back end of the defense, you wish some of those guys were coming back, but all that being said, it could be really good. You talked about that experience. You could very well have that coming back, right?
Yeah, extremely excited about the roster and the guys that are able to come back next year. You look offensively, we'll return 8, 9, 10 guys who started most of the games for us, and then a lot of the depth on offense will come from the players that were injured and not able to contribute as much this year. And so you're looking at a great group coming back offensively. Clearly on defense, some of our experience was in the back end, and so we'll need to address that in recruiting. But you got a bunch of guys who were able to play on the front end of our defense, and we'll be excited about the linebackers that we return. And you look at our team all together, we had 60 players that were on the team a year ago for this year's roster. So 60 players on the 2024 team that went through this season with us. Next year, we'll have 90 to 100 players on the 26 team that went through this past 2025 season with us. So you're looking at a ton of guys coming back.
We'll get a little assessment period coming up in too. So again, thank you for everything. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and we're all really 100% behind the Colonels and look forward to next season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Stan.
Got to take a break, folks. We'll be right back after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.